You know what time it is. We are back reacting to True Story, My Horrible Life animations. This time, you guys, we're back with Share My Story. Honestly, one of my favorite animation channels now. I love their art and I love their stories. They really touch my heart and my soul. I think you guys also agree. If you haven't checked them out, I'll link them down below. I don't know what the heck they've been doing. They've been deleting and re-uploading videos. I don't know why. I really hope it all works out for them. I honestly mean that. I love them. Now, with that being said, which one are we gonna react to today, huh? We have so many options. Today, we're gonna be reacting to I Got My Stepmom Shregnant. They always gotta be doing this. Well, how old is he? How big is the baby? He himself could fit in there. Is she pregnant with like a dinosaur up in there? Is he? I got so many questions already, but that's the beauty of the story, right?
My dad's a total jerk and not even good looking.
Roasted. Dude, you didn't have to go off on him like that, all right? I'm sure he can't be that bad.
So how come he was able to marry Lexi, a stunning model who's been on the cover of Vogue and dated several famous football players?
Money. That's the answer.
Well, we live in South America, and my dad made lots of money.
Yes, seriously. Like, how many times do we react to these and I actually get things right and I totally predict it? Money, 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 money. Hey, does Mr. Krabs have like a hot girlfriend? I'm gonna Google that. Who is Mr. Krabs dating? I'm really Googling this. Mrs. Puff? Oh my God, I didn't see that coming. The heck? She like kissed his eye? Well, okay, well, apparently he doesn't have enough money. He needs to make some more money before he get that hot babe. I'm literally talking about SpongeBob characters.
And my dad made lots of money taking backhanders. Yeah, he was a corrupt politician who was giving government contracts to whoever paid the biggest bribe. That's why we lived in an enormous mansion, even though his government salary was less than $50,000 per year.
Oh, so he didn't. So he had tax-free money by getting those bribes and donations. Ah, I see.
Well, my dad told me. He even tried to recruit me. He said I'd make lots of money, but I refused and told him that millions of people were living in poverty because of corrupt politicians like him. Of course, he got angry and yelled at me to be grateful for everything he'd bought for me.
Oh, dang, he got a Gucci. Dang, it's just like, it's the most cliche ever. Look at it. He definitely got some Gucci in there. I buy you Starbucks. I buy you the MacBooks. I buy you the Android. I'm surprised it's not Apple, honestly. I think I literally have the same exact phone. I buy you the hot babe.
I didn't care though. And the real victim was Lexi anyway.
I didn't care, but I did keep the stuff. I also lived in the mansion. Very cozy, ginormous mansion with lots of money. And I, have everything I want. But he definitely was corrupt and I just won't take it. I won't take his money, but I will stay in his house and let him buy me Gucci with his hot wife.
And the real victim was Lexi anyway.
Aww.
After she got married to my dad, he treated her horribly. He'd make her dress in revealing maid costumes and ordered her to cook for him or clean the living room while he watched. He seemed to get a kick out of having power over her.
Why did she stay with him then?
Okay, maybe you think Lexi deserved it. I mean, she only married Dad for his money, but she always seemed so sad. One day, I found Lexi crying.
Why is she sad? I don't get it. Like, are you saying that true love can't be found in a rich person? You mean if you only date someone with money, you won't be happy? Money doesn't make life happy? What? Money's everything. I thought if you just date a person that has lots of money and they give you the Gucci, you'd be happy.
I asked what was wrong, and she told me my dad had screamed at her for hours and said he'd kick her out if she annoyed him again. I said I was sorry for how my dad was treating her, but suddenly she pushed me back, straddled me, and started kissing me all over.
Chill, girl! My gosh, she's a horn dog! Also, he's definitely not that person in the thumbnail. Maybe that's another person in the story. Hey, be careful. You're gonna be pregnant with a dinosaur pretty soon.
She whispered, "Show me how a real man treats a woman." I should have walked away, but I was only 18. Having a gorgeous model come onto me was the best thing that had ever happened to me. As we were making out, I heard my dad walking towards the room.
Oh, dang. Oh.
Lexi laughed and told me I had lipstick all over my face.
Imagine. You're gonna die. When he finds out that you have lipstick all over you because I couldn't help myself, you're gonna die. And it's gonna be so hilarious. Bro, like, she doesn't care at all if he's gonna get in trouble. He's corrupt and powerful. You think he won't hire like a hitman or something? Like, just saying.
I panicked and jumped behind the couch to hide.
Yeah, hide your face.
Dad came in and sat next to Lexi, saying, "I've got a business trip this weekend. There'll be plenty of security guards around to keep an eye on you, and they'll notify me if you try to go anywhere.
This is basically the story of Mario. She's Princess Peach trapped in, and that's Bowser. He's kind of resembles Bowser in a weird, strange way. Mario, help me! I'm a hot supermodel. Wait, that sounds like Mickey.
I recommend you don't make another mistake. Now give me a kiss.
No.
That's a 10.
I'm sorry, I get weird when I react to these. Have you noticed?
Now give me a kiss.
No, give me a kiss.
I wanted to throw up.
Give
Was my
Bowser
dad
a
kissing
kiss.
the same woman I'd made out with 2 minutes earlier?
What are you?
You stupid.
You already knew that he was dating her, dude. What do you think? All they did was hold hands? He's like, I don't even know what kissing was, dude. That's what happens when your dad was dating her. Oh my god, what an idiot.
Gross. But after my dad kissing the same woman I'd made out with 2
I
minutes?
like how the narrator too changes totally to like a angsty teen.
Gross.
What do the
But after
narrators
he
think
left,
when they narrate
Lexi and I
these?
started kissing again.
Oh no,
It was such a rush
gross.
because and I never even held a girl's hand before, and now I was making out with a supermodel.
Why?
You'd have done the same if you were me.
Ah, yeah, bro, I totally would have. How often does like a hot supermodel like come on to you? Huh? You would definitely do the same thing in the comment section. Like, I know you totally would. Yeah, that's right. I got wired headphones. That's right. I don't have AirPods. Not everyone can be rich as these people.
You'd have done the same if you were me. Of course,
Totally right,
if my dad
broski.
found out, he would kill us. But I couldn't keep my hands off Lexi. Our affair went on for months. Whenever Dad went out, Lexi and I hooked up. Even though she was older than me, we fell in love. I gave her the kindness and affection my dad wouldn't.
Breakfast
But then,
in bed and everything.
Lexi fell pregnant.
Oh no, fell pregnant. Such a weird like way to put it. She fell pregnant tragically. The thing about this situation is that him and his dad got the same genes, right? So I'm feeling, you know, he's not gonna get caught. Oh my kid, he's gonna get caught. But like the fact that their genes are basically the same, it's gonna work out just
There was
fine.
no
I'm
doubt I
sure.
was the father because it happened during one of my dad's business trips. Of course, we didn't tell my dad.
How do you know, really?
He thought
though?
the baby was his.
Yeah, exactly.
But after my
See, I knew
daughter,
it.
Haley, was born, my dad became even more of an.
Did he
He
name
told
him
Lexi
too?
she was fat and threatened to
you
give Haley away
fatso!
if she continued screaming, even
So
though she was just a
mean.
baby. Lexi and I thought
Wait, did you call the baby fat? Wait.
more of an. He told Lexi she was fat and threatened to give Haley away if she continued screaming, even though she was just a baby.
What, babies cry? This is the first time I've ever heard of this. I'm only a politician that is corrupt and I don't deal with babies. I'm not sure what a baby is, but I definitely know they don't scream, and that one does. Everyone in these stories are so unreasonable.
Lexi and I thought about running away, but we didn't have the money. And my dad
'cause
would
he
have found
does.
us anyway.
You would have had the money if you would have took his job, though.
The only way we'd be free was if my dad died or went to jail.
Oh,
So
where's this going?
I came up with a plan. I told my dad I'd changed my mind about helping with his business deals. He was so happy.
change
He
of
said
heart
he'd
there.
never been prouder of me. Over the next few weeks, I went with him on business meetings with various companies. It was shocking how open they were about bribing my dad and how much money they were going to make. They wouldn't have been so open if they'd known that I'd planted hidden microphones in Dad's office.
Oh,
I was recording every word they said.
Dang, you're
After
so
a few
smart.
months, I had enough evidence to send my dad to prison for the rest of his life. But I had an even better idea. I decided to blackmail him. That was the hardest conversation of my life. I'll never forget my dad's face when I told him, "She's not your child."
Oh, he told him? Oh my God.
He said,
I don't like this. I don't
"What?"
like this.
I said, "Haley, she's not yours. I got Lexi pregnant while you were away on a business trip." My dad laughed.
You impossible.
That's the best joke I've heard in a while. But I just glared at him and said, "Haley's mine.
Did he
Lexi
name
and
her?
I are leaving today and taking her with us.
Oh,
We won't
dang.
let our
We're
daughter
taking the
grow up
Gucci
around
with
a
us, too.
monster." That's when Dad realized I was telling the truth. He shoved me up against the wall and snarled, "You think you can sleep with my wife and I'll just let you go?
Why, yes, that is exactly what I think.
You treat your wife and my daughter like servants, and we're not putting up with it. I've got hours of recordings which prove you've been taking bribes. If something should happen to me or my family, one of my friends will send them to every single journalist in this country.
Pretends to be surprised. I was hoping that he had a plan because, like, if he had the actual evidence there, you know, I was wondered that. Like, you don't just, I'm gonna tell you my entire plan. This is the only copy, so please don't destroy it.
And you'll go to prison for the rest of your life. Dad's face went.
I like how they put a P for prison, like they don't know, like by the context of what it is. This is P for prison.
You'll go to prison for the rest of your life. Dad's face went red.
Oh,
he was so angry. He punched a hole into the wall. But he knew he couldn't touch me. An hour later, Lexi, Haley, and I left my dad's house.
With him.
We took his favorite car and $50,000 and moved into a hotel. I thought we had plenty of money, but we didn't.
$50,000? You bribed your stepdad, or your dad, whatever, your rich dad, and all you took was $50,000? You can't even get a house with that. You can live like for tops 2 years in an okay home.
Lexi was used to living in luxury,
So
and she
stupid.
hated the cheap hotel we stayed in.
Oh,
After
because she's a
just
gold
3
digger.
months,
What do you expect?
She spent all our money.
She's like, what's a budget? I don't understand. He comes home from trying to like go find a job and she's in the hotel wiping her butt with money. Hey, Lexi, stop. You could have done that over there, but not here. She's like, I thought it was toilet paper. What?
Told me she couldn't survive like this. And said she'd find someone else if I couldn't give her everything she wanted.
Dude?
But how was I supposed to do that? I didn't have a job. I was barely out of high school. So I went back to my dad and demanded $5 million.
Start with that, stupid.
I knew he could afford it. He laughed in my face and said, "Oh, I knew you were just like me. Didn't you say you wanted to earn your money legally?" He was right. Maybe I wasn't any better than him, but I didn't care. I couldn't lose Lexi. I said, "I know you have the money. Give it to me." My dad replied, "I'll give it to you tomorrow at noon, but you'll have to promise me you'll never ask for money again." I said,
Really
"Deal.
now?
I promise." Wow, it had actually worked.
I just want to know what's going on in this painting. What is she feeding that cat?
Dad gave me the money, and I could buy everything Lexi wanted again. We moved to a better hotel, and we were happy for a while.
Stop moving to a hotel. You have $5 million. I want to slap this guy. I want to slap him so bad. Now, he's so stupid. He got $5 million. Instead of buying a house, they moved into a hotel. Is that her requirements? If you want to date me, big boy, you got to get a hotel.
But over the next few months, I began to see why Lexi had married my dad. She was incredibly shallow and only cared about money. Although she was still the hottest woman I knew, we had nothing in common, and she refused to act like a proper mom. One day, we had a big fight. I told her she was dressing like a tramp, and I didn't want her going out with him.
She's literally dressed in the same thing.
She got really offended and said, "Do you think it's fun staying in all the time with a little boy like you?" That night, I slept on the couch, and when I woke up, the safe where we kept our money was gone, and so was Lexi. I was left with Haley, but no money to take care of her. I had no choice but to go back to my dad to get more money.
He went back. 18-year-old son, what's a bank account? What's a savings account? Is you saving money? No, let's keep it in a safe. Oh no, they probably, actually, now that I think about it, they probably couldn't do that because it was money that, it was illegal. It wasn't, there was no tax on that money, which is even more insane that they managed to spend $5 million without paying taxes.
When I went to see him, he said, "You promised not to ask for more money." I said, "I don't care. Lexi stole everything from me. Just give me $1 million.
Just $1 million.
Just give me
a small loan of $1 million.
In the beginning of the story, he started out with morals. What the heck happened? I'll tell you what happened. Two big round. I'll stop there.
This really is the last time I'll ask you for anything. He warned, this will have consequences.
Ooh.
I didn't know what he meant, and I
had to
didn't
give it
care.
a Gucci bag too.
He gave me the money, and I drove back to the hotel Haley and I lived in.
Stop living in the hotel.
A few days
Hotels, they're like $400 a night. That's the problem. Those are like some of the ones that I've stayed in. Oh, that's what I was trying to say. There's actually way more expensive ones than that.
Haley and I lived in. But
they're not
a few
cheap.
days later, when I went to Haley's kindergarten to pick her up, they told me her mom and grandfather had picked her up already. My blood ran cold.
Dang,
a few minutes later, my cell beeped with a text from my dad. It read, "Come to my house." We need to talk.
Oh no, don't go.
I didn't
Don't
want to go, but I had to make sure Haley was safe. When I arrived, Dad was holding my daughter in his lap. She was sleeping and well. He said, "So, my son, the tables have turned.
Oh,
I won't play your
no.
games anymore. Your daughter and Lexi will live far away from you. They'll be safe as long as you don't publish any of the recordings." I begged and pleaded.
Oh, crap.
"Don't take my daughter.
This is
I want to
intense.
live with her. I'll give you back the $1 million if you'll
Take the
just
million.
let me be with her." But my dad said, "You're lucky she's still alive. And since I'm feeling generous, I'll let you see your daughter once a year."
Once a year? Oh my god, he's heartless. Let's be real. He's not crying because of the daughter. He's crying because he's like, my money. Not once in the story did anybody ever like indicate that they actually cared for that girl.
Being child, she was so beautiful. I wanted to hold her tight and never let go, but I knew I had no choice.
You
So
only
I went back to my hotel.
know what you got until it's gone, right? Right, like that all that money and the super hot wife. Oh, and they also have a daughter.
I realized I had $1 million and almost every freedom in the world.
Oh my god.
Life wasn't too bad, even though I missed Haley like crazy.
This guy's
That's why, over the
a
next few
scumbag.
months, I apologized over and over to my dad, hoping he'd change his mind. But he wouldn't.
Oh no.
Since
was
I
it a
didn't
sad
see Haley
ending?
very often, she barely knew who I was when I visited her once a year. I took lots of photos of her while we were together, but she always looked sad and never called me dad. Seeing her like that
You just got a
broke my
corrupt dad.
heart. She deserved better. I was desperate to do something, but since I couldn't use the recordings I had, I didn't know what. The more I thought about it, the only solution I could think of was if my dad died.
Oh.
Now,
God.
I'm not saying I planned
Oh.
his death. He was always surrounded by bodyguards, guys who'd been in the army. I wouldn't stand a chance against them. But one day, my dad was assassinated. Of course, it had nothing to do with me,
Oh,
but
really now?
it
Really?
solved all my problems. I got my daughter back and inherited all my dad's money. The only one who was left with nothing was Lexi. She came to see me and begged me to give her some.
Oh, this story is so stupid. He conveniently died. He's not even sad about his dad being gone. Like, that part doesn't even matter. Oh, thank God he died. And she's back. Oh, please give me money. Please, I'll let you touch my bobs. Her fishing bobs. You don't know this, guys, but she says she likes fishing bobs.
I asked her, "Why should I give money to someone who stole from me?" She replied, "Because your dad took all my money away from me, and I'm the mother of your child." Wow.
Wow.
In the end,
Hey.
we agreed I'd pay her a small allowance as long as Haley lived with me. I hate giving money to a selfish woman like her, but at least I have my daughter back. And that's all that matters to me.
Oh, you gotta love these stories. Can I just say I hate everybody in this story? Everyone's wrong. The whole situation, even the daughter. The daughter's wrong. Everything's wrong. All right, guys. The moral of the story, just bribe people. and you can do anything you want in life as long as there's a hot girl at stake. Thanks, share my story. Today's scrub of the day goes to Kirimo. I don't know if I've given you scrub of the day, but you drew nut, man. That's amazing. If you guys saw my last Mischiefs a Couple, you would know who Nutman is. He just wants your nuts. Oh, it's amazing. I really appreciate that you did that. I try not to give people scrub of the day twice in a row, but it might happen. I'm sorry. As always, let me know more animations, and hope you guys enjoyed. Smash like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.